Hey everyone, remember this beautiful bag? Of course you do. Well, today we're going to take it and I'm going to show you how you can make it so that it's wide here and it goes in at the top. On this one, we were wide at the top and went in at the bottom. Going to be super easy. And we're going to make it in a shorter size so that you can see no matter the size you want to make it, the process is still the same. So I'm going to flip to my overhead camera and y'all know what time it is. It's time to make it. So here's another look at the two bags side by side. Now when finished, this one measures 9 across the bottom, 9 inches tall, 6 across the top, and it's 3 inches deep all the way around. We're going to change that just a little bit. We're still going to have this flared look, but we're going to make it a little bit shorter. This is the one that we made in a previous video, so you can see the difference in the two styles. Easy to make. Y'all are going to have so many wonderful bag making options, you won't be able to stand it. So easy peasy, simple, inexpensive paper crafting is what we do on this channel. So I'm going to turn it to the side so that you can get a look. I decided to make this one so that we had a full 3 inches from top to bottom. So here's what we're going to need to make it. No chipboard on this project. I have 2 pieces of decorative paper that measure 12 by 9. I'll have 2 strips for the handles that measure 2 by 12. And I'll have 2 pieces for the toppers, and these measure 3 by 6. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to take our handles on the 2-inch side and we're going to score at 1. So y'all, I've already done one and I went ahead and did one because once you see this process, you'll understand exactly what I'm doing. And if you've been watching my videos for any amount of time, you've seen me do this particular part of the process quite often. So I'm just adding glue, then I'm going to use my big old spatula to get it stuck and to create a curl. And while we're doing this, y'all, welcome to my channel. I am so glad, so glad that you are choosing to be here with me today. If you're new to my channel, a big welcome. If you are a long-time subscriber and a long-time friend of my channel, thank you so much. I really do appreciate all that you guys do to help my channel grow and grow and grow. So we want this handle to curl like this. We want that glue to dry and harden. So I'm going to take this and set it to the side because now we're going to bring in our decorative papers. And this is where we'll start the score. So I'm using a medium weight decorative paper for both the handles, the toppers, as well as the body. So I'm going to place this in and I'm going to score at 3. So I placed it in on the 9-inch side and we scored at 3. Then I'm going to take it and rotate it once so that that 3-inch score is now here at the top. Then I'm going to make a score at 1.5 and go to that 3-inch score mark and stop. Then I'm going to make a score at 10.5, go to that 3-inch score mark that I made and stop. This is just like the other process that we did. The only difference being my paper is a little bit shorter. So on the 9-inch side on that second piece, let's go ahead and score at 3. Let's take this and turn it once, so that that 3-inch score is here at the top of our paper. Let's make a score at 1.5. Meet that 3-inch score and stop. Make a score at 10.5 to meet that 3-inch score and stop. Then we're going to fold and burnish the 3-inch score. And y'all might notice that I'm doing something a little bit differently with my intro. And the reason for that is my YouTube analytics have told me that 38% of the people who start watching my videos don't like the intros, so they actually click off during the intro. So I'm trying to switch it up and trying different things and get that magic spot to where I can decrease that a little bit. So all I'm doing is taking the score that I made at 1.5 and at 10.5 And we're just creasing that like we did on the other bag. So let's just do this one. And do this one. So I'm going to bring in my pen again and I'm going to make marks on this bag. So where we had that crisscross of folding in the two directions, there's going to be a center point. That's what we want. So I'm just making marks so that you guys can see this. Ordinarily, I would not mark my paper with a pen, but I'm doing it so that y'all can see what it is that I'm doing. So I think I'm going to zoom in just a little bit so that y'all can see better. So now I'm going to bring in my ruler and place it against my paper, and I'm going to make a mark at 9 and a mark at 3. This is just like what we did yesterday, except we're reversing it to change the look of the bag. And this process works for all sizes of bags that you might want to work with. I wanted my bag to be 6 inches tall when finished, so I went with a 9-inch sheet and I made a score at 3. You can do this process for so many different sizes. So I'm going to bring that ruler back. Just like in the other video, we're going to take the ruler and position it on the mark and then just slide it over. And I'm making these marks for demonstration purposes only. There's one mark, and we'll do the same thing here. So I'm just going to slide that over. It won't be perfect, but that's okay. And we'll make that mark. So already you can see the shape of our bag. Let's go ahead and do that here. Position it on my mark. And then I'm making a line just so that you guys can see what I'm doing. And I keep repeating that because even though I said it a lot in the previous video, there were so many questions about why would you mark that pretty paper. I'm marking it because I want y'all to see what it is that I'm doing when I am demoing this particular project. So now that we have our pieces like this, put my pen away and bring my stylus in, because ordinarily, if I was just making this and not filming a tutorial, I would not need to make marks here at the bottom. I might make a little indentation here at the top with my stylus so that I can see, because really all I want to do is create some scores. And for those of you who haven't seen the other video, I'm going to have it linked in the description box below. Please go check it out if you want to know the process or see me actually reverse this process on that larger bag. So I am going to take this one and place it down and go ahead and make a really good score. Same thing over here. Make a score. Now we can take this and we're just going to go ahead and fold where we made those scores, and you can see that shape. Same thing over here. You're going to get rid of 2 corner pieces from one side all together. So I'll just go up, angle in just a little bit to remove this piece. Then we'll take this piece, and instead of removing it, we're going to cut straight across to free the tab. So cut like this, then I'll angle and angle and leave that. Cut like this and then I'll angle and angle. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take these two pieces and we're just going to join them together like that. And I'm going to use my glue for this part. I'm also going to zoom out a little bit. So I like to use glue whenever I'm making a bag that might carry some weight, because the glue has staying power. The tape will hold, but if you put a lot of weight in the bag, the tape might actually break down and not hold as well as your glue would. And also I get wiggle room and adjustment room when I am using glue. So you can see that we're just placing this down so that everything is nice and even. Then I'll go over to the back side and we're going to get this nice and smooth. So one of the questions that I get a lot is, why is it that I take these and fold them in instead of taking them and folding them on the outside like this and bringing this piece up? Well, the reason for me is very simple. When I make a bag, I place it on the inside so that I will only have one seam showing on the outside. If I bring this to the outside and glue it to one flap and then fold this over and glue it to the other flap, then I'm going to have two seams showing on the outside versus one. Y'all, it comes down to personal preference. I don't mind these showing on the inside because I'm able to lay down enough glue that I can get it pretty flush on the inside. If you don't like that and you want to do it the other way, whatever your personal preference is, and putting something like this together, that's what you should be using. But for me, when I'm demoing the videos, I'm trying to show you the way that I would do it to get the cleanest, most professional look for the finished projects. But there is no right or wrong, and you can do it however it is you like. So what I'll be doing is folding these two pieces in, and I'm going to bring this up. And when we put it together, we are going to have this overhang at the bottom. We'll trim that away. But what we want, just like with the first bag, is to make sure that our top peaks are matching. So I'm going to go ahead and take my glue, place my glue on this piece. Then I'm going to take some glue and place some glue here. And I'll probably have to add some more glue post-construction. So when we take it, push that tab backwards because you're going to want it to stick. And you will have that angle on this. So I'm going to go ahead and take that inside and just lay it down, getting it nice and smooth. Then I'm going to take my scissors and go along the bottom to remove these pieces. Now, if you remember in the previous video, we removed these pieces from the top, but we don't need to do that on this bag because we have the 3-inch mark here at the bottom. So that is where on this particular bag we need to remove. Now all I'm going to do is just check to make sure that I have nice glue coverage, and I do. And now I can look right here on the inside and see that I need to add a little bit of glue on that peak. So I start out not putting as much glue because I can go back and add glue. So there's 1/2 of our bag. We're going to take this piece and do the same thing. So I'm just going to open this and add glue to my tab. Then I'm going to add my glue right about there. We'll take this piece and we're going to fold it over. We just want to make sure that we have the peaks going across the top nice and even. And so now I'll just open this, go inside with my big old spatula, get everything nice and stuck. Then I'm just going to place a little bit of glue here. And I'll trim away the peaks at the bottom. So now we have our bag, and you can see that it's a much smaller bag than the one that we made previously. So now we're going to bring in the two pieces that measure 3 by 6 on the 3-inch side, score at 3.5. And then I'm just going to fold and burnish my scores. I'll take these pieces and place them in to make sure that I'm going to have a really good fit, and it looks like I am. So I'll take my tape runner and I'm going to add tape to the part that's going to fold over the front, and then I'll put some tape here on the piece that'll go on the inside. So this is the piece on which I place the tape, and I'm going to put it on the outside of my bag like that. Let's go in and get that stuck. Isn't that pretty? Then I'm going to take this tape and just add some tape like this. And I'm going to take my glue, add this glue, and we're going to flip it over. There's the tape side. I'm going to place it on the outside, and we'll get this stuck. And y'all, that is pretty, pretty, pretty. So now we can add our handles. I'm going to take my scissors and just round my handles. Like that. And I'll round this one. And I'm just rounding because I like the way that it looks. You don't have to round your handles at all. And so now I'm going to take the handle, and what we do is we take the handle and it's straight like this, and we're just going to press up like this and then turn outward. And that's how we place it down, using some hot glue. And then I'll go back and reinforce it just a little bit with my reptile adhesive. So I'm going to place that piece down. We'll bend this around and place this piece down. And y'all, this is such a cute, cute, cutie cute bag. I'm going to grab a couple of my clips because I'm going to take some glue and place some glue right in there, and some glue right in there. These handles are not going to come up. I'm going to flip it over, thing here. So we're going to take this piece, bending it like this, and then we just fold out. So I'm going to take my glue, place my glue, try to get my placement fairly close to the first one. These will make great Mother's Day bags, great Easter baskets. If you know someone that you might want to just give a little Easter something to, this is a beautiful bag. It's very simple. Y'all, making this bag isn't even costing me $1 to make it, because I'm using a paper pad that I paid $10 for that has 48 sheets in it. So that works out to about 60 cents in paper to make this. And then of course my glues and things like that. But this is what I talk about when I'm talking about reducing your gift giving budget, because when we do projects like this, we're able to really make them for pennies on the dollar. But look at how high end this looks. So now I'm just going to take a few of my Dollar Tree gems and we're going to place those down. These little gem packs come in all colors. It took me a while to be able to find them at my Dollar Tree because they didn't have them for the longest time. And then they got them in. So I made sure that I stocked up on a few because these are very well made. So there are those two. Let's get them stuck. Flip this over. And we're going to do this side. And so then to finish it off, I think I'm just going to take a small little cluster of my little paper flowers and place them right there. So I'm going to add some glue to that one, some glue here, and some glue right there. And I'm going to tuck in a leaf. I think I'll tuck that leaf right in there. Tuck a leaf right in there. And then I'll tuck a leaf right under there. Now I'm going to remove my clips. And y'all, there we have a smaller version of the bag. Any size of this bag is going to be absolutely gorgeous. And I want to answer one more question really quickly. Because I have my flaps on the inside, it's not going to interfere with anything that I place on the inside of the bag, whether it's cards or a gift or whatever. I've been making bags for decades, and placing the tabs on the inside is not a problem when you make sure that you lay it down fully with your adhesive. And so y'all, there we have it, the 9-inch bag and the 6-inch bag. They're both 3 inches deep and 9 inches wide at the widest part of the bag construction. These are fabulous. Look at all of that room that you have. No matter which style you choose to go with, you're going to end up with a very beautiful, beautiful bag. So practice the technique first. Then grab your beautiful papers and have some crafty fun. Again, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope that you enjoyed your time that you spent with me. As always, please be safe, be kind, be the reason someone smiles today. Happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.